Well, it's 12:30 midnight and I'm in the centre of Leeds, right outside the station. I got a phone call today from my contact at Network Rail telling me that they were about to remove the massive girders that spanned the old course of the River Aire, or the Kingsmill Goit, that ran underneath the station. If you don't know, they're doing the frontage of the station here and they're redoing it all, and they've removed all the what held the road up outside the station here, and there's some massive girders underneath, and they've just brought, I don't know if you can see it behind me, this huge crane in, and they're about to lift these 35 ton beams or girders out. So I thought I'd pop down, I weren't doing anything else, and come and have a look and film it so you guys can see and continue our What's Underneath Leeds Station, or Hidden Secrets of Leeds Station series. They've just loaded up the crane with some huge weights on it. We'll go take a look closer in a minute. And they're about to lift the steel girders, which are somewhere over here. There's quite a few of them. They're going to lift them out and get rid of them. And what I'm going to do is try and get you some good vantage points from around the top here when they're actually lifting these things out. And it's also a perfect chance for me to try out my brand new camera, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which only came out last week. I used to have, well, I got a Sony ZV-1 camera, which was pretty rubbish, to be honest. I had it for a few months and I really didn't like it. I just didn't get on with it. It was too close. So anyway, I've ended up putting that on eBay and buying this one instead. I mean, look at the difference already. It is late at night, it's pretty dark. This alleyway is a lot darker than it appears. And it's got a 1-inch sensor on here, so the amount of light that it lets in is amazing. I'm just hanging around waiting for them to get the crane going. They're still fixing the weights on and doing a bit of preliminary work over here. And yeah, they're going to start lifting soon. So I'll come back to you when they start with the actual lifting. Just look at the size of those weights. They're ginormous. And he's still fixing them on as we speak. I think they're almost ready, so I'm told anyway. I've just made it up to the concourse level, just so you can get an overview of the site. And if I zoom in for you, you can see those huge beams down there that they're going to lift. Like I said, there's quite a few of them spanning over what used to be the old River Aire, or the Kingsmill Goit, that used to run underneath the station and on down to the Kingsmill complex, and used to supply all the water and then join the River Aire again further down. If you haven't seen my previous videos, we've already been inside there before they started demolishing it, and also underneath the whole station, so check those out if you haven't seen them. They're Hidden Secrets of Leeds Station on the channel. But we're just waiting for them to remove these huge, I'm told over 30 tons in girders each, and they're literally 6 or 7 feet in height. They used to support the roadway on the station frontage out here that spanned over the old river, or the old Goit, but they haven't been used for many years now, and they're just sat there rusting away. But it's going to become part of the new station entrance, and they're going to replace these beams with modern ones, as far as I'm aware, and they're going to put a new, I think it's a cycle hire place underneath there or something, and maybe a new access as well. But it sounds like they're gearing up now. They've got all the weights on, the crane's in full swing, so I'll catch up with you when they start lifting these beams. Okay, progress update. It's almost 2 AM. So we've been here quite a while. It's taken them a while to go through their pre-checks on the crane, and they're about to just start and lift the first beam out, which is apparently the heaviest one. They reckon about 32 to 35 tons, they think. And they're basically going to lift it off and drop it just over the other side on a patch of ground that they've prepared. And I'm told they're going to cut it into 4 pieces. So that'll be about 9 ton a piece, and then they're gonna put that on a small truck and take the pieces off bit by bit. But they're not going to do that until probably next week now, but they're just going to move them so they can start cutting them. But anyway, we're about to start the first one, so I'm told, and it's just started raining, so typical. Okay, here we go. I finally managed to fasten it up to the beam, and they're just lifting it out. I'm just going to zoom in for you slightly. We will see it when it comes out. Like I said, this one is the biggest beam out of all of them apparently. And it's been there for many years. Nobody actually knows for sure. But I'd say at least 80 years, if not 100 years. Here it comes. So about 35 tons, 37 tons, something like that, they're not sure. And they're going to swing it over the other side and put it down, and then like I said, they're then going to chop it up into 4 pieces over the next week or so. Finally started lifting after many hours of hanging round and freezing my bits off. Now, we're not going to stay and watch all of them. I think there's 8 of them in total, 7 or 8. We're not hanging around for all of them because they're going on right through till probably lunchtime tomorrow now. It's going to be at least, I'd say, 10 AM. I ain't sticking around for that. It's absolutely freezing and it's bombing it down with rain. But we'll get 1, maybe 2. Just getting them down to ground level so they can cut them up, like I said, because where they are currently is a huge void underneath, so they can't cut them in place. So the other side over there, they've leveled it out so they can lower them on the ground. I've just headed around the other side so you can get a close-up of where they're placing it. So just there on that level piece of ground. I mean, you can see how big it is compared to the excavator next to it. Like I said, it is absolutely hammering it down with rain right now, which is not great, and it's absolutely freezing. Well, there we go. There's the first one down officially. First of 7 or 8. I need to check that. I need to count them, don't I? But that's the first one done. Like I said, they're going to go right through the night now and do the rest of them, and I ain't staying for that. It's too cold. Even though I probably could stay awake, you're just going to see the same thing 7 or 8 times. So I think once you've seen 1 or 2, you've seen enough. But I mean, just check out the size of this crane. I think he said it's a 500-ton crane. Look at the counterweights on there. I think he said they've put 50 tons of weights on there in anticipation of the 30 odd ton lift, because they're not 100% sure how heavy it actually is. They're guessing, and they said around the 30 to 35 ton, maybe a bit more per beam, or the big one is anyway. But like I said, if you watched my Hidden Secrets of Leeds Station series, when we went underneath there and we were stood right next to those beams, and I remember pointing up at them and trying to work out how heavy they were, because they were massive. You'll see on there how beefy they were, and the void underneath it. We just made it round to a different vantage point, just on the bridge opposite the Scarborough Taps, which is just there. So this is the side where they're lowering them down. And there's another 5 to go, so there's 7 in total. And I've just been told as well, the first beam that came out weighed in at 41 tons. So a bit heavier than what they thought. Not much, but a little bit. But like I said, the crane was weighted up for 50 tons anyway, just in case. Anyway, I'll stick around a little bit more, but it's starting to pour it down again, and it has really dropped in temperature. So we'll see how much more we can get on film. By the looks of it, they've actually got 3 beams out already, so we've missed 2 when we were trying to get a better vantage point. So we caught the first one, and they've had 2 more out. So there's 5 left, so there's actually 8 in total. I knew there were 7 or 8 anyway. Yeah, they're still at it. They're going for the 5th one now, or the 4th one to be lifted, but the 5th beam along. It seems so strange seeing the station so quiet this time of night, on a Friday night anyway. We've just been in on the platforms and it was very quiet, I must say. We're headed back round the other side. You get a better view here. You can see it much clearer. Like I said. So here we are back down where we started, and there's the 5th beam, or the 4th one to come out, but the 5th one along. Now he did say 5 of them are estimated at 32 ton, but we know that the first one was actually 41, and then there's 3 that are estimated to be about 28 ton, so probably around the 30 mark. Yeah, like I said, they used to support, if you remember, the round building that was here, and then you had the Shabab's curry house just down there, and then the roadway which ran along the top here, which was the taxi rank, which is obviously all gone now. You've still got the roadway outside the station just to the right there, but everything else is gone now. And this is all going to be, I think they're going to build some stuff underneath here, like I said, cycle hire and some other stuff, and then it's going to be a gradual set of stairs that slopes up here, like a big concourse to get into the station. So you'll have basically the main entrance will be here, rather than walking around the Queen's Hotel. You can't see it from here, but there is a big drop down there. Like I said, we did cover it on the video. We went down there and we were looking up at the beams, which was quite a sight to see. So there's a big void just underneath. So it's strange to see it, but you can't, like I said, you can't see it on the camera, which is a shame. Yeah, they're getting it onto the level ground, which is over here, which we did traverse through as well. When we did the video, we walked underneath there somewhere, but they've filled it all in now. It's all concreted in, so you can no longer get under there. I think the section under Neville Street is all concrete as well, and again we walked under that. It's all been filled in because it's never going to be used again, and it's another reason why I was invited down in the first place, to capture it before they filled it in. And you can just see as well, just there's 2 arches which are from the original station as well, which are supporting the road above it, just there. But those 2 arches are visible now. They would have been buried under there for many, many years. And I was just talking about it with the guys here, and apparently these beams are estimated to be over 100 years old. I said about 80 to 100, but apparently they're more than that. So they've not seen the light of day for a long time, and they're still standing firm, or they were, but not for what they wanted to do. They just, apparently they were corroding a little bit, and they just didn't think they were safe enough. So they're going to be replaced with a new, or you're going to get a new roof down there basically to support the steps above it. Yeah, there's the final piece being moved that we're going to film anyway. There's another 4 left. But like I say, this video wasn't planned at all. I literally got a message today saying they're lifting them tonight. Got plenty of contacts that work around here, and he said they're lifting them tonight and get your backside down. So I thought, well, I'll have a nap and I'll come down late at night and film it for you guys. And it started raining, which it obviously always does, doesn't it? But things I do for you lot, eh? But I've not been out for a few weeks, as you may have noticed on the channel, because of the weather mainly. But here we are back at Leeds Station to film this, and then we'll be venturing out a few other places railway related very soon. And they've just placed that beam down, so that's all done now. You can see they've dumped them all here, they've stacked them there now. And like I said, they are going to slice them up into sections and take them away bit by bit. Wonder how much they'll get scrap value. Like I said, I don't fancy hanging around here all night getting wet and frozen. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed our little venture out into Leeds in the early hours of the morning to film this work. Like I said, I had to come and do it because it's the conclusion of the 3-part series that I did here at the station. And this is kind of like the conclusion of the works. And then when they finish the project and it opens, I'll come back down and film a video so you can see what it's like in the end, unless you live in Leeds and you can come see yourself. But anyway, a big thanks to the guys here, Network Rail, Balfour Beatty, who've allowed me to hang around and annoy them all night. And a big thanks to you-know-who, I won't mention your name, for sorting it all out for me on the channel as usual. But a big thank you to everybody, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.